I'm not finna waste no time today because Bama played nobody. We waiting on the Iron Bowl. So let's get right into it. We not here to talk about no MCS. We not here to talk about Bama steamrolling or who win this week and won that.
Let me
We here
teach
to
you
talk
how to
about
vibe.
Xavier Restrepo. Two time, what up? We here to talk about it. Xavier Restrepo. And let me come from a different angle. A lot of Tennessee Titan media people, radio personalities, they all think it's like some funny joke that what is Restrepo gonna do if he get in? It's like we're the worst team in the NFL last year. We're the worst team in the NFL this year with the worst receiving core. With Cam Ward, a rookie quarterback out there with no running game, throwing to with not to disrespect these guys, what most people would consider practice squad guys or guys at the bottom of the barrel of a depth chart. And in all these years, in 5 years, we haven't improved past Mason Kinsey. That's not no knock on Mason Kinsey. It's a testament to um his
Let
fight,
me teach
his
you how to
desire to be part of
vibe.
the Tennessee Titans, part of his resiliency. And we should not make fun of him. We should tip our cap to Mason Kinsey, but Mason Kinsey also is a benchmark. And the benchmark says Tennessee Titans used to get receivers who were good run blockers, not route runners, great at the catch point, guys that get great separation. We picked up guys because they were great run blockers. Now we're in this phase of we don't need great route runners or run blockers. We need guys that are good on special teams. I don't know any good franchises and teams that start with their receivers prerequisites being you have to be good on special teams. Now, does it help a young player if he can play special teams and provide value in other places to double dip the chip on a roster spot? But the Tennessee Titans is not in that position. We need guys that can get open and can catch the ball for a quarterback whose receivers don't get separation, have had problems with drops, have not been good blockers. And you mean to tell me, just hear me out, you think that Xavier Restrepo needs to be better at special teams and not good at route running, catching, and getting open. And then the only excuse that everybody has is, well, if he was that good, somebody else would have got him off our practice squad. Who's looking to get somebody off the practice squad of the worst team in the NFL in the last 2 years? I'm going to wait on that. Most of our roster is filled up with other people's practice squad. Almar Davis, Baker Jr., Womack. These are guys that we got off of waivers. These ain't guys that was like highly sought after free agents that everybody was dying to sign or draft. So you know me, people start trying to go to the numbers. Well, guess what? We drafted Jaquan Jackson last year to play the same position that Restrepo is in. He had one catch for 8 yards in his NFL career. Where's Jaquan Jackson? On the practice squad of the Saints somewhere. Right? Am I wrong? Are you gonna stop me? So I like to dig into the stats sometime. I like to dig into the stats sometime.
Let me teach you how to
And what do we
vibe.
have? You mean to tell me that you don't think if he played this whole season in the same positions these other guys have been in, you don't think Xavier Restrepo could have one catch for 1 yard like Bryce Oliver, Mason Kinsey, one catch for 14 yards, Tyler Lockett, 10 catches for 70 yards? So you're saying the guys that is supposed to be so much better on this team that he didn't deserve a shot before now. We're talking about 12 catches for 92 yards. I think he would have got 100 yards receiving if he played this whole season. I like is that far fetched to say that a spell wide receiver can get 100 yards receiving? How many receiving yards did Jaquan Jackson have this year? None. How many does he have in his career? One catch for 8 yards on 3 targets. I mean, do we need to go back to last year? Do we need to go backwards? Do we need to go back to last year, don't we? We need to go back to last year, don't we, chat? Let's go back to last year. Let's go back to last year and see. Bryce Oliver, 6 catches, 95 yards. D Hop, 15 catches, 173 yards. Mason Kinsey, 2 catches, 17 yards. Of course, we already know Jaquan Jackson, 1 catch for 8 yards. Traylon Burks, 4 catches for 34 yards. Like, we really saying,
let me teach you how to
that they don't think that if he played a whole season that Xavier Restrepo would be more effective as a guy in the slot or in a bunch stack catching passes against zone coverage would not be more effective than that. And then here's the second part. Well, he's not fast. Running bubble screens for Tyler Lockett. Is Tyler Lockett fast at this point in his career? I know he dropped a lot of passes this year. I know we had our fastest player, Chimere Dike, blocking screen passes for our slowest receiver, Tyler Lockett. And these are the same people who, when Chim Dike ran a kickback, they didn't try to get him the ball the rest of the game. These are the same people that know the strength of our team is tight ends, and they don't try to get them the football now. I don't understand the love or the fascination for the Titans media to joke with the fan base and the organization that, oh, well, why does everybody love Restrepo? Probably because I know this is college and not NFL, but 1,100 yards, 11 touchdowns, 1,100 yards, 6 touchdowns. Obviously, in his collegiate career, not just because he played with Cam Ward, he just looks like a player that if you put him on the football field, that he'd get open against the zone and catch a pass. Y'all might disagree with me. The Discord is open. If anybody wants to come in and tell me why at other positions, like when Trey Avery and Samuel Womack, Darrell Baker, like we've had the bottom of the barrel at every position, like scraping the bottom of the barrel of people's practice squads to get people to fill our roster the last several years. I don't see this logic of, oh, well, what has Nick Westbrook done on the Dolphins now that he's left the Titans? We're the worst in the league. If a guy has 9 touchdowns for us last year, maybe, just maybe, he's worth at least being the 4th or 5th option for us this year. He'd probably be more effective than everybody that we had if we had Westbrook. We're going to learn at some point that the Tennessee Titans maybe, just maybe, might have to have underdogs on the team that outperform their 40 time or outperform their draft position, because nobody's going to convince me with the wide receiver core that we got right now that because a person is better on special teams, that's going to be our reasoning for not having somebody who actually may not run a corner route and spin around in circles and fall down when the ball's coming on a walk-in touchdown. Nobody's going to change my mind on that. Yes, I did my homework because I was so frustrated of the media making fun of this. Now, this is the scary part. If Xavier Restrepo gets on the field and plays 15 or 20 snaps and has 3 or 4 catches, even if it's in garbage time for 20 or 30 yards, he will literally surpass half of the wide receiving core we got right now. When A.J. Brown got traded to the Eagles that year, he had more receiving yards than our entire wide receiver core. This year, we're about to play JSN. JSN has more receiving yards than our entire wide receiver core. He almost has as many catches, and he has more touchdowns. So the Tennessee Titans, when we actually do get somebody to produce that's at the bottom of our bad roster already, maybe, just maybe, it's not a joke. Maybe, just maybe, that Restrepo is not a guy that's going to come in and have 100 catches in a season and 1,100 yards and 20 touchdowns. But if the time that he's on the field, if he gets open and makes catches and is a solid target to be an NFL receiver running NFL routes, maybe the Tennessee Titans need to stop looking for the prerequisite for their receivers to be run blockers and special teamers. Maybe they should get guys that know how to run routes, can run block, and catch the football in traffic. Like it's just beyond me. We gave Tyler Lockett $4 million to come in and play this very position, and what does he do on our team? Like, you talk about speed, but he's never gonna get any run after catch. He's known for catching and falling. So if we're gonna get some of these young guys a shot, get him opportunity to get out here and run NFL routes for Cam Ward, who has the worst wide receiver core in the NFL, maybe having a guy that's a familiar target for him that will actually catch the ball in a year where your receivers have had a very, very, very high rate of dropping passes. You know, there's a point in the season early on when they said the Titans receivers was leading the league in drop passes, and maybe he needed to not throw the ball so hard. I've never heard anybody tell Brett Favre not to throw the ball hard in Green Bay. It could be negative 10 degrees. If he throws a bullet, just catch the football. That's what you get paid to do. All right, man, I'm off my soapbox. I had to go in. That frustrated me so bad that, you know, we get an undrafted receiver that had a great college career that obviously has an attachment with the quarterback. And forget the attachment between Cam Ward and Restrepo and their friendship. It's just going to say that for all the laughs and jokes, how many players, I already made the post, it's nearly 60 ex-Titan players that we've cut or traded or just plain got rid of in the last several years that are active in the NFL right now on rosters that produce. Right now, we have an unproductive roster when it comes to offense. So maybe, just maybe, we get guys, see if these guys can produce offensively. I don't care about special teams gunners. I don't care about who's going to run down and tackle somebody. Like if your offensive thought process is who's going to tackle the guy when you punt the ball to the other team, then it just tells me you don't care about offense. All you care about is special teams and how you're going to tackle somebody after you go 3 and out for the 55th straight time in a row. Because the problem is these players leave the Titans and produce elsewhere in better systems and better offenses. Like, I just want to humor myself to see it as bad as he was in Tennessee. Let's just look. How has Tyler Lockett been since he's been on the Raiders? Let's just look. In 3 games that he's played on the Raiders, he has 8 catches. In 7 games on the Titans, he had 10. On half the targets. He has more yards on the Raiders and more yards per catch. Now, those aren't world-beating numbers, but the Raiders and Pete Carroll say, this guy's not going to change the game for us. He's not going to get us over the hump. But guess what? The guy can catch 2 or 3 passes a game for an average of about a first down every time he catches it on minimal targets. So where's the difference? A team that's just as bad as us, the same exact player is more productive in their system. So you're telling me that Xavier Restrepo, if the guy gets 15 or 20 snaps, can't catch 2 or 3 passes for a couple of first downs, and they laugh and scoff at it like, but guess what? The Tennessee Titans haven't been getting first downs and haven't been catching passes. So maybe those 2 or 3 pass receptions may help a rookie quarterback move the chains and flip the field a little bit. Or maybe when we get across the 40, that 3-yard, 5-yard pass that y'all laugh at might pick up the first down on 3rd or 4th down instead of running inside zone and punting. But that was 18 minutes of gas because I was really frustrated watching the fan base in how different people view Xavier Restrepo getting called up to play this week. Derek Smith, Roll Tide, TGG Montlock, kick #1 shoe plug in the city. Barbershop Lowe's, what up? Zay, Becker was good. Had to go back through and say what's up to everybody. Let me hit the water. Let me hit that water. But doors of the church is open. Anybody got any questions they want to ask? Shop Talk is here. Yeah, it was Hulk Hogan because, bro, like, it's so frustrating watching Titan personalities all laugh about Restrepo. Like, why does the fan base love Restrepo? Like, this is the same team that didn't know if James Williams or Cedric Gray was going to start. And now Cedric Gray is at the top of the league in tackles in the NFL. But the guy that you thought was good enough to play in front of him and start, James Williams, hadn't played a snap on defense. Like, he was a 6'4", 220 pound, 225 pound safety out of Miami coming out of college. You haven't found a way to get him on the field to see what he can do. He's the hardest hitter I've seen on special teams. That's what they seem to be in love with. So, I mean, the fact that our coaches are consulting with what we're going to do on special teams before thinking about offense or defense really troubles me. Like, do you think the Chiefs or the Eagles or the Rams are sitting around thinking about the punt coverage team when Matt Stafford needs a target on Sunday, or when Patrick Mahomes is thinking about who he's going to throw the ball to against the Colts this weekend? You think they're thinking about the punt coverage team? You know what I'm saying? Like, it shouldn't be that hard. If you have that issue worrying about who's going to cover the punt, just tell Johnny Hecker to punt the ball 35 yards to 40 yards out of bounds. How about that? How about just kick the ball out of bounds, bro? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you're that worried about the kickoff coverage team, just tell Joey Slive, who you'll trot out there to kick a 70-yard field goal instead of going for it on 4th and 1. Let him boot it out the back of the end zone and just go from there. He said the same team that had a guard running routes because they didn't have enough wide receivers. Yeah, it's like, we just watch, like, and this ain't no knock to Mason Kinsey, but it's saying if the front office won't put a better receiver on the roster than Mason Kinsey, then I can't trip about Mason Kinsey spinning around in circles and falling down. But I can say that I don't think there's anybody watching or listening to this that thinks that if Xavier Restrepo ran that route, that he wouldn't have found a way to catch the football. He's not going to get over 100 yards, but they laugh at if the guy comes in and gets 3 or 4 catches for 20 or 30 yards. It's like a joke. But we need that. Like, who on our team right now consistently can get 2, 3 or 4 catches for 30 or 40 yards? Traylon Burks never did it in his career. Jaquan Jackson never did it. Bryce Oliver hasn't done it. Tate Martin didn't do it. Tyler Boyd would still be here if he was capable of doing it. I mean, we brought Tyler Boyd. He was this big free agent pickup that Callahan brought in their mind. He played 16 games, had 39 catches for 390 yards, no touchdowns. Like, they bring guys in, like, every year. Chig is pretty much going to lead us in receptions and reception yards. You know what I'm saying? When you think about, like, Nick Westbrook getting 32 catches for 500 yards and 9 touchdowns. Nick Westbrook by himself had more receiving touchdowns than all of our receivers combined, and they feel like the guy ain't good enough for $3 or $4 million. And then you turn around and you roll into the year this year, and they just have this, like, I've never seen a team be so bad but so arrogant. The fan base, the media, the front office, like, how the Titans approach things with arrogance when a tight end is our leading in catches and leading in yards, leading in run after catch as well. I mean, realistically, like, Van Jefferson was a solid pickup. The guy was like $1.6 million. He's played in every game. He's been a professional. He's been a person to help all the young players, but 17 catches on 33 targets, 189 yards and 1 touchdown, 11 yards per catch. Sounds about right for the receiver that should be receiver 5 or receiver 6 on your roster. But you telling me that Xavier Restrepo can't do that? Catch half of the passes thrown at him and fall down? You see what I'm saying? Like, that's my thought process, and that's what frustrates me about the Titans is like they have this weird arrogance. You know, it's like as just as important as Restrepo getting called up, Khalil Mullins finally is able to will be active. He'll be the third running back. I would love to see him get some carries. I would love to see how he presses the hole. Opposite of all the smaller backs that we have, like Tony Pollard runs hard between the tackles, but it's not effective. So I'd like to see what he's got, to see what we have in him. But you know, it took them half a year to get Kevin Winston Jr. on the field. Now they're raving about Kevin Winston Jr. It took them, it took Femi a few games to warm up, but he started warming up before he got hurt. But when they figured out how great Chimere Dike was on special teams, and you remember coming into the season, they didn't even know if it was going to be Prochet or DK returning kicks. Now this guy's at the top of the league. Now they're having a hard time finding ways to get DK the ball, and he's the most explosive player we got catching the football. Now, you know, the strongest unit is the tight ends with Helm and Chig. They don't know how to get them the football. Like, we just got a team that places value in the wrong places and undervalues people's abilities. Like, people like, oh, well, Chig ain't that good, but he's led us in receptions and receiving yards pretty much since he's been in Nashville. He's leading us right now. But you're too good for him. But like, they'll never, like, they just don't know how to replace productivity and add to it. I don't think they know how to stack talent. I don't think they know how to effectively get their talent to football. And hopefully, I'm praying that Restrepo come in and shut a lot of people up. Because you know what they're going to do? They're either going to flip and be like, dog the Titans out for not getting him on the field, or the dude could go out there and play 9 snaps and have 4 catches for 60 yards, and they still would say that he don't need to play next week, like, because their ego would be too strong for them to say, man, maybe we was wrong about this kid. We've seen guys like Wes Welker and the Amendolas of the world, Braxton Berrios, get out there and be all heart and just get open and make plays, be a football player. We've seen that happen. So at the end of the day, like, I hope that Restrepo goes out and plays well. I hope that Mullins goes out and plays well, and it'll be another situation where you be looking like at the Tennessee Titans of like, why did it take them so long to get Helm the ball? Why did it take them so long to get Kevin Winston in the mix? Why did it take them so long to get Marcus Harris into the slot? Like, they weren't even playing Marcus Harris in the slot in preseason, and then they had him outside the whole time. You get rid of Snead, Jarvis Brownlee, and Roger McCurry, and he instantly goes into the slot and looks like he should have been the starter from day one. I just don't think that this team is very good at evaluating talent, and I think if they found a way to get James Williams on the field, I think he could be another weapon as well, even if you use him in a blitz game as a third down package or however they decide to do. Hey, even Michael Robinson, guy was on the Packers original 53, and we wind up picking him up. I'd like to see him at corner. I like to see him play. Like, stop getting these guys for special teams. Like, let me see some people get on the field. Let me see some of these young guys get a chance to ball. Cap the Goat, what up? Bob, what's good, man? I want to go back and check your game too, Bob. But that's my rant for today, man. Like, I got very frustrated watching how the Titan fan base is like, they like, the Titan fan base is like laughing at the situation, but the whole world is laughing because if Restrepo gets in and actually, like, the minimal snaps he does actually produce, the sad part is he will probably bypass all the people that's been playing for him in a matter of snaps. Like, I mean, the guy could literally get 70 yards receiving and bypass the 3 people that was playing in front of him all season. Literally. And I hope he does. But the shop is open, man. Y'all got anything y'all want to ask? That's a good 30-minute burn for me. That's a good 30. That's all I needed was a hot 30, bro, because looking at these stats, and once you pull up these stats and look, and you see Jackson Smith and Jigba have more receiving yards than the Titans, and then you look at like the guys that people feel like the reason why Restrepo can't get on the field, and then you're listening to Mike McCoy says, I want to lead the slot guys, and outside guys. Well, you move Marcus Harris from outside to inside, and he's your starting nickelback, and probably will be your starting nickelback next year. Maybe, just maybe, you need to put guys out there and just let them play and see where they naturally fit into, because the guys in front of him have 92 yards on 12 catches for an entire season. I think Restrepo could get 12 catches for 92 yards. I really do think that. And you paid Tyler Lockett $4 million this year, and he's already surpassed all his statistics in 3 games with the Raiders than he had all season with the Titans after he just asked for his release. And, as much as, we were kind of on Quandre Diggs at the end a little bit too. Quandre Diggs will probably go help a team on some snaps too if he gets the shot. And it's just starting to be like the Tennessee Titans is just a toxic place for a player to come play. And the reason why I don't think any of the big free agents will come here this offseason, because things like this and how things is handled, is realistically, we seen Ayuk get his contract voided in the 49ers, and instantly in the Titans media group chat, I started seeing people talk about Ayuk. I'm like, if you can't handle Jarvis Brownlee Jr., if you can't handle Tavondre Sweat, how are you going to handle Ayuk, the guy that can't make it on the 49ers with their culture? And the guy that y'all want to be the coach is coaching on the 49ers, Robert Saleh.